guys, my name is Ria and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have something special planned. I have a book recommendations video for you guys. We're going to start off with a series. So the Chaos Walking series is something I would definitely recommend. It's more for young adult, but honestly anyone can read it. If you like science fiction, adventure type, self-discovery type of books, then this series I definitely recommend. This series is written by one of my favorite authors, Ness. Absolutely love his writing. The story is basically about a boy who's in this town where he can hear other people's thoughts. But in this town, only men live there because the women are killed by the noise germ. And the noise germ is what allows the men to hear each other's voices. But then he starts to find out kind of secrets about the town, and then he goes on this whole adventure out while the town people are trying to chase him. And during that adventure, he learns a lot of the things the town is hiding from him. Usually whenever I read a series, the first book is like fantastic, and then it just slowly just like gets destroyed. But with this series, that's not what happens. There's consistency through all three books. You are intrigued, you are interested. There is so much like depth to the writing. So I would definitely recommend the Chaos Walking trilogy. The next book I have for you guys is also a young adult novel. If you like Perks of Being a Wallflower and Catcher in the Rye, then I would definitely recommend A Light to Bright by Samuel Miller. This book right here has everything I want. Like, it has depth to the writing. There is amazing character development. The way of writing is so interesting. Basically, there's like journal entries and like poems interwoven into the writing, and there's like train announcements because a lot of the book actually takes place like on a train. The story is about a boy who goes through something traumatizing, and throughout the story you find out what that traumatizing thing is. And he basically has a grandfather who was this big giant author, and before he died he disappeared, and he basically wants to find out what happened to his grandfather the week before his death. And he goes on this exploration on a train in Nevada to figure out what happens. And throughout that adventure he encounters other characters along the way and ends up discovering a lot about himself. And it's a kind of a mystery as well because you're trying to figure out what happened with his grandfather. But this definitely will keep you on the edge of your seat. Do you want to start reading classics but you don't know where to start from? Well, guess what? You came to the right place because I have the perfect classic for you to begin with. So the next book is a classic. Yes, I went from young adult novels to a classic. And I understand, like, when I was trying to get into reading classics, I was just so like, there are so many to choose from. What do I do? And I ended up reading a whole bunch of classics before I got to the ultimate classic, and that is the writer Jane Austen. I read her book Sense and Sensibility. Oh my god, like, I love her writing so much. Like, she was an unintentional feminist, first of all, and her writing, like, she takes small events and she's able to make a small thing sound so beautiful and so interesting. What I loved about Sense and Sensibility is that she does a great thing with compare and contrast. You can see from the name, Sense and Sensibility, like she's already comparing two sisters, and one is very like emotionally driven and the other one is much more like driven by the brain than her heart. And you see what happens when you let your emotions cloud your judgment. And that's exactly why I read this book. Like, I approach situations very like cautiously. And then reading this book kind of reassured myself that being cautious is actually a good thing. But what I also love about this book is that it shows that you can still be emotional while still being cautious, you know? It's not like just because you listen to your brain you don't have a heart. But yeah, this is a definite like amazing starter if you want to get into classics. Okay guys, we are moving on to nonfiction. So I remember when I was like totally against nonfiction. I was like, no, I want imagination, I want fantasy, you know, I don't want like sad factual stuff. And then I became old and reality hit me, and I was like, wait, I don't know how to act. I don't know how to be. I need advice. And that's where like I turn to non-fictional books. Okay, I am a big art freak. As you can see, I have like Van Gogh and Leonardo da Vinci, my best friends, chilling. Being a creative person is not that easy. Like, a lot of people think artists have it chill, you know, like we just, oh, we get to express ourselves and be free, and it's like, no, I am being tormented every single second. I don't know what I want to paint. I have no inspiration. I'm staring at this blank canvas and I'd rather go hide in a hole than paint. So I turned to the book Find Your Artistic Voice by Lisa Congdon? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I would definitely recommend. It's such a quick read. It has amazing like visuals inside. Like, that is such a cute like visual, you know, and like, look how pretty that is. The book is broken down into different chapters that is like steps of how to find your creative voice. And what I really like about this book is that it understands how hard it is. It's not saying that, oh, follow this, this, and this, and this, and you'll find your creative voice. It's basically saying that this is kind of like the process that you'll go through, but you might branch out. You might go in different directions throughout this process. And another thing I really love is that she has like these interview sections. So she'll have like blurbs of her talking, and then all of a sudden she has like an interview with an artist. And that, I really like the interview part because she basically asks questions about their creative process, and you hear from another artist that like that they're going through similar issues as you. Maybe you're interested in art but you're not doing art. Like, this is a really great starter book for people who are scared to start painting because they'd feel left behind or they feel like they don't have the potential. Lately, there's been a lot of list recommendations for POC books. There's so many POC novels to choose from, and it was so hard to choose where to start. But I just decided to go with Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I'm so happy I decided to start with this memoir. It's basically Maya Angelou about her life and her experiences. And I really enjoyed this book, but it also helped me get a deeper understanding of how racism affects someone psychologically. We have traumas in life and we go through so many struggles, but in the end there are ways to kind of out of that struggle to grow as a person, to still find hope, which I also love about this book. I learned a lot about what people had to go through. I really did gain so much more knowledge and more understanding and more empathy. I'm gonna link down below some petitions and information for you guys to go to, and other novels that you guys can read to support your POC authors. So the last book I have on my book recommendation is Quiet by Susan Cain. I'm a big introvert. I'm an introvert, but sometimes this world really makes you feel that introverts can't succeed. You have to be a loud, charismatic, leader type of person. Quiet really helps you understand the spectrum of like introvert to extrovert. It helps you understand yourself more. It allows you to be more confident in yourself. And not only does she talk about introverts, but she also talks about extroverts. So this book is not only for introverts, it could be for anyone. She talks about there's a lot of scientific information that backs up what she's saying. She talks about other people's experiences. That's all I have for you guys for this book recommendation video. I hope this really helped you out, and maybe you finally know what kind of book to start with right now. And thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.